Welcome to Wheel of Time You Are Missing. This video series will examine the differences between the Wheel of Time TV series on Amazon Prime and the book series by Robert Jordan. The series spans 14 massive novels and a prequel. This video series is for people who don't plan to read the books, but want to know what they're missing by watching the show only. These videos will contain spoilers for the entire series, and may reference events that happen later than the episode that's being analyzed. This idea was stolen directly from Preston Jacobs, whose What You Are Missing video series did the same for show watchers of Game of Thrones, link in the description. In our cold open to Season 1, Episode 2, we meet the Children of the Light, also known as the White Cloaks. This is one of the innumerable factions in Robert Jordan's world. They're militant busybodies who really hate Aes Sedai. Anyone who uses the One Power is labeled a Dark Friend by the White Cloaks. In this show-only scene, the showrunners have decided that portraying gross eating habits is more important than good pacing. I took notes on 22 scenes or shots for Episode 1, but just 7 scenes for Episode 2. The constant refrain from defenders of the Amazon series is that any adaptation of such sprawling source material is going to necessitate changes. But somehow, despite the necessity to move things along, much of Season 1 feels like a slog. The show portrays a yellow sister of the Aes Sedai being burned alive. After the title sequence, we see our main cast on the run. They need to reach Taren Ferry and cross the River Taren, which will take them out of the two rivers. One of the main reasons I wanted to do these videos was to show how, despite some early stumbles, Robert Jordan's story beats eventually pull the reader into a truly epic tale. In HBO's Game of Thrones, The Red Wedding was a book-accurate depiction of the murder of multiple main characters that changed the series from a niche show for book nerds into a cultural phenomenon. For some reason, the Amazon showrunners decided to sideline numerous oh shit moments from Jordan's books and replace them with meandering exposition. In the book, Jordan leaves a trail of breadcrumbs on the path to revealing who is the Dragon Reborn. Egwene was a late addition to the traveling party, and she rides a brown mare named Bella. There's concern that Bella may not be able to keep up with the bigger horses, but when Moiraine later uses the One Power to refresh the mounts, Bella strangely needs it less than the other mounts. Had somebody already used the One Power on her? Our travelers reach Taren Ferry with an army of Trollocs on their heels. In the book, the party is pursued by a giant bat-like creature called a Draghkar. Moiraine uses the One Power to blanket the land with fog to hide their movements. This mass of Trollocs visible across the river is not present in the book. As in the book, Moiraine uses the One Power to destroy the ferry so that it can't be used to transport the Servants of the Shadow, who may show up later. The show portrays Moiraine coldly consigning an entire village to death at the hands of Trollocs and a Fade. In the book, Moraine's magical fog succeeds, and the Draghkar flies off down the river, still searching for them. In a scene reminiscent of the book, the travelers make camp following the crossing of the Taren. Moiraine reveals why she allowed Egwene to join the traveling party. Egwene shows remarkable potential to channel the One Power, and Moiraine plans to enroll her as a novice at the White Tower in Tar Valon, where she can train to become Aes Sedai. In contrast to the book, after confronting Moiraine about the sinking of the ferry, Show Moiraine tells Rand he can go wherever he wants. In the book, Mat makes an offhand comment about visiting the city of Ilion. Book Moiraine tells them that whatever the Dark One wants, she opposes, and that before she'll let the Dark One have them, she will destroy them herself. I consider this Jordan's biggest mistake in Eye of the World, and probably the entire series. It makes Moiraine's character irredeemable, and it makes later decisions by the Emond's Fielders to trust questionable characters seem absurd, after the person who is supposed to save them threatens to kill all of them if they don't do what she says. I'm going to skip Rand and Egwene's relationship drama. For that, I've linked a video titled The Wheel of Time Failed, Here's Why from the Man Carrying Thing YouTube channel. There's a reason it has over 1 million views. It's brilliant. Next, we get a show-only scene of the White Cloaks accosting our travelers. Moiraine is bound by the 3 oaths as Aes Sedai to not speak any word that is untrue, so she has to dance around the truth a bit. Moiraine shows the wound she received at the battle in Emond's Field, and the White Cloaks let them go. As they continue onward, Egwene confronts Moiraine about the lies she believes she told the White Cloaks. Moraine says she will always tell the truth, it just may not be the truth you think you hear, so listen carefully. Moraine tells the legend of Manetheren, a city in the mountains above the two rivers that fell to the Trollocs in an earlier age. This echoes a dramatic speech Moraine gave in the book in Emond's Field after it's revealed that she is Aes Sedai. The party makes camp again, and Moraine says they are too close to the cursed ruin of Shadar Logoth. In the book, Moraine is exhausted from continuous use of the One Power to protect the travelers from Trollocs and Fates that have now found their trail. Moraine's unhealed wound from the battle at Emond's Field is show only, as is a leg wound Perrin conceals from the others. Perrin somehow finds himself alone and surrounded by wolves. The Alpha licks Perrin's wound, and the wolves leave without incident. This seems like the showrunners hinting that Perrin might be the Dragon Reborn. We learn more about Perrin's affinity for wolves later. With Moraine rendered unconscious by her wound, Lan tells the travelers they must make for the cursed ruin Moraine warned about earlier. Lan says the Shadow Spawn won't follow them into Shadar Logoth because it's too spooky. Lan has a monologue explaining the city's history of betraying Manetheren, which Moraine told the legend of earlier. Mat becomes a podcaster and points out that it's the most Lan has ever said. Later, Mat wanders off and finds a golden dagger with a ruby hilt. The way Mat finds the dagger is different in the book. Rand, Mat, and Perrin go exploring and meet a creepy weirdo named Mordeth who says he's a treasure hunter and offers them a share if they will help him carry the treasure to his horses. The idea that the Emond's Fielders would trust some creepy weirdo they just met in a ruined city is ridiculous, and the showrunners made the right call by simplifying Mat's discovery of the dagger. In the book, Mordeth turns into a tendril of smoke and disappears into a crack in the wall. This brings us to our closing action sequence, which I'll roll in a moment. Moraine recognizes the name Mordeth and wants to make sure he didn't touch them or give them anything. As in the book, this scene depicts the sundering of our traveling party.
out of it.
Go! I'll find you.
Come on, run! Let's go! Let's go!
You ready?
Look, I absolutely love the set design of Shadar Logoth. Robert Jordan is a very visual writer, and the show's crew absolutely nailed the look and feel of this cursed city. But now I've got to go on a rant like Preston Jacobs with that Brienne and Sansa scene with the disappearing dogs. In the book, it's a smoky substance that the weirdo Mordeth turns into that chases them out of the city. Here in the show, we get a dirt-like substance that clings to the ground and buildings. We see a horse touched by the substance dissolve into dust. 3 horses break their tethers and run off, but not Lan and Moiraine's horses. Just as the substance is about to touch Lan's black stallion, it cuts away and Lan and Moiraine emerge to find the substance at a safe enough distance to allow them to mount and flee. I'm sorry to nitpick, but this could have been one of the coolest scenes in the series if you had made it make sense. Finally, we get Nynaeve coming upon Lan and Moiraine. Here in the show, she threatens to cut Lan's throat if he doesn't take her to the Emond's Fielders immediately. Lucky for Nynaeve, she didn't run into the Trolloc army that forced the travelers into Shadar Logoth in the first place. In the book, Nynaeve doesn't act like this.
What's this? A ranger caught off his guard?
Nynaeve is renowned for her ability to heal and cares for Moiraine even though she has bitter feelings toward her. The show at this point has sidelined 2 main characters. One is Thom Merrilin, a former court bard who accompanied the travelers all the way from Emond's Field, and Min, whom the travelers meet in the town of Baerlon, the first stop in the book after the party leaves the 2 rivers. Thom Merrilin escapes Shadar Logoth with Rand and Mat and helps set them on a path for their most intense sequence in Eye of the World. The show will introduce Thom and Min later, but their characters are unrecognizable. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment letting me know if you'd like me to keep going with these videos.